Today is March 21st, 2023, and this week there were 68 reported cases of COVID-19 in Charlotte-Mecklenburg County, which shows a 39% decrease over the last 2 weeks. Therefore, each subject is comfortable not to wear a mask. So, do you mind first just introducing yourself, like your name, what you're studying? That kind of information.
Okay, so I'm Serena Pridgen. I attend Queen's University of Charlotte. I am a business admin major with a double minor in data analytics and pre-law.
Nice. Are you from Charlotte originally?
No, I'm from Fayetteville, so it's about 2.5 hours from Charlotte. It's more of a rural town,
Nice. But you live up here for school now?
So I moved to Charlotte in 2020, right at the pandemic, And so from there, I've stayed. I've loved it here.
Nice. What is some things that made you choose Queens to come to?
So definitely the city. Charlotte's a very big business city, and I knew that if I came here that I could make something, I would make the career that I want to have. So I came here with the idea of I'm going to network, I'm going to, push myself to every skill in the business realm that I can get because, business wasn't my first, pick. I actually wanted to do computer science. But I wanted to stay at least a little bit closer to home, to stay with my family because we depend on each other a lot. So I definitely wanted to stay closer to family as well.
Nice. You mentioned moving right in 2020, which is peak or just the start of the pandemic. What was that like?
Moving during 2020 was crazy. At the time, I worked at Burger King, so it was the essential worker kind of vibe. And goodness, it was crazy. When it first hit, we locked everything down. Everyone, gloves everywhere, masks everywhere. And it was just like, don't touch your eyes, don't touch your face, don't touch anything. Don't touch anything you don't have to touch.
Yeah.
And it was a new thing. And then we kind of got the email that we can't be moving on campus the first fall. So I knew that I'd be coming in the spring. I started working at Food Lion, and that was a worse transition because I became a supervisor there. And so I was basically telling people, put a mask on, that kind of thing, because, the pandemic was getting worse at the time. And then right before that, right after I quit in January, I moved to Charlotte. And it was a very quiet campus. There was nothing going on. There was nothing to see. Charlotte was quiet. I knew nothing about anything here. I just, moved and I stayed in my room most of the time. But we did make a culture in my dorm at Hayes. And everyone knew everyone. We kind of broke a little bit of the rules and kind of played some games and that kind of thing. But it was definitely scary because everyone was getting tested regularly, and it was just a lot of just uncertainty that I think everyone was kind of scared of.
Nice. You brought up a lot of interesting things that I want to talk more about. You said you were a supervisor at Food Lion. How is that kind of like being somebody in power when there's these heavy restrictions that you have to uphold?
It was absolutely crazy. I had left my job at Burger King because I wanted a different vibe. And so I came to Food Lion. I was a cashier for a little bit, and then I got promoted to a supervisor. And it was during Thanksgiving and Christmas when I was promoted. So it was kind of like I had the hectic kind of intro into it, plus the pandemic. And, I kind of saw, how everyone kind of reacts to that kind of pressure. And it wasn't something that anyone knew how to deal with. It was something we hadn't seen before. So a lot of times it would just have to be, I'm a smiling face. I'm going to make this easy for you, let me refund this, or, whatever it is to make that person happier in that moment, because at the end of the day, we're all stuck together. Food Lion, it was an essential kind of place. We were always open. We always were open till the time we closed. And, so it was kind of eye-opening, especially me. I was 18 at the time, and I was bossing around people who had kids, and I was a kid. So it was kind of like, what's going on? But at the forefront of it, I think what made me differ and what made me get through that process was being nice, getting to know the people I worked with, and, finding that common ground, because it was a hectic it was just a hectic time to be in the work field, but it was definitely necessary, so I don't regret it. Yeah.
Good for you. And then you mentioned like the environment in Hayes that those students created. Can you like touch more on that? Like how that was something you leaned on maybe through the pandemic?
Definitely. So Hayes is the honors dorm. So we were supposed to be the really good kids, but we wanted to get to know each other. It was our first semester in college. It's like, what's college? Just what we always dreamed about. So we were running through the halls of Hayes at midnight, like coming up with games, trying to sneak out the dorm without waking up the RAs, really regular college stuff, I think. And it was just a lot of fun because those kids that I've met like 4 years ago, I still know them to this day. We still, talk like nothing ever changed. Like we don't live on a whole different, campus, our dorms now, but it was a lot of fun. It was really just we always kept our doors open. Everyone knew that they could come talk to us. Any problem, we're going to face it together. So it was kind of like a community that we built because we had to be inside,
Nice. And then how did that like affect your academics and like classes and stuff? Just the like whole being online at first and then kind of transferring slowly back to in-person on campus.
Yeah, it made me not want to go into class. Like Ring was like, okay, cool, I'll jump on Ring and, I'm in class in my bed or I'm in class in my room eating snacks. I'm just comfortable. But, I think on my grade wise, you couldn't tell that I didn't work remotely. Like I still was kind of scared of it being my first semester of college. I'm like, okay, I got to be on it. I'm gonna be on it. So I was scared of myself and just didn't take any risks. But for the most part, that transition was a lot. Coming back to in-person classes, it was like, wow, like, it was sophomore year and I have these credits, but I feel like a freshman and I'm now in this setting like a freshman. But, it was a very new change, but it was something that we had to adjust to. And I think because we had to adjust to it, everyone was kind of in the same boat. So in most of my classes, we were creating groups like, come on, guys, let's go study together. Let's go do something because this isn't cutting. But yeah.
Nice. And then you work part-time also right now?
Currently, I work full-time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Talk about that. When did you get this job?
So I got this job in February of 2022. So I've been here for a year, and I work at HTL Freight. So we're a logistics company about 10 minutes away from this campus, Queens. And I'm a data analyst. So I work with our business integrations. Usually we have a lot of mergers that happen in our business. So I usually look at the companies before we purchase them. So I look at the data and see like, are they telling the truth? What are they actually doing? Look at the finances and see if it's something that's profitable that we can, invest in. And then usually, I started with the company as an accounting intern. I don't like accounting, but they knew that I have a lot of skills to bring to the table. So I kind of worked under a lot of different people, gained a couple skills, and now I'm just in back office. I'm a business integration data analyst, but it's a long title just to say I work in a lot of different areas.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
And kind of going back, like early days of the pandemic, what do you like first remember about that time? Like specific thoughts or feelings that come up, or maybe what you've written on your hand map?
Goodness. So definitely attending college. I remember right when the pandemic started, I had just toured Queens before everything shut down. It was like the week before everything shut down. I came to Charlotte that weekend and got to see Johnson & Wales, Johnson C. Smith, a couple of different colleges, and then Queens was, I believe, the first on the list. And since after the tour, I was like, I don't want to go anywhere else. We can go home. We can go here. I'll just settle on. But it was a lot of fun. And then when everything shut down, it was kind of like, we don't know what everything's going to look like. Like concerts were being canceled. It was just like everything was being canceled. And I was just thinking like, what does this mean for everybody? Like, I can't go to college. I already didn't get to graduate. Like, I had to walk across the stage on Ring, so it was kind of like, wow, I never thought that would happen to, the class of 2020. We were like, we have 2020 vision, we can see, but we did not see this coming at all. But yeah.
How do you think your friendships or relationships were affected throughout the pandemic?
I'll say crazy. I'll say just a little crazy. Everyone, was scared to see each other, but it did make a lot of my relationships grow closer. A lot of my friends were just scared. And, I'm the person that I'm the therapist. I'm like, everyone kind of feels like they can open up to me. And that's fair because I'm very open. I'm very like, whatever you want to do, I'm going to support you, but I will tell you if it's, a little crazy. But, yeah.
That's awesome. And how about your family relationships also? Or I know you were working a lot during the pandemic, but do you want to just touch on that a little?
Definitely. So my family, my dad he's about 56 and he was around 55 when the pandemic started, 54 or something like that. So my family is a little bit older. So the problem was me and my sister both worked a lot because we were always helping our family out. But it was coming to the point where my sister was getting a little sick. Maybe she had COVID, maybe she didn't. So she would quarantine for a little bit and we would get her tested. She wouldn't have it, but it was kind of like that scare in the house. And with our parents being older, it made us think like we can't risk that, because they might not be able to recover as well as we recover. So it came down to that. We were very cautious from then on. Like we weren't going out with friends as much. We weren't, we just didn't want to make a situation worse than what it already was. And us working already was like already a kind of like, okay, it's a little scary, but we did manage well. And I think it did bring our family closer. And I think in every situation, every problem that my family and I face, we always face it head on. It's kind of like, okay, fine, let's get it done, let's knock it out. So we kind of walked into it with just faith. We have a lot of faith in our family, and we really surround ourselves with that.
Awesome. What you think are some good things you've learned through the pandemic?
I feel like I have a better understanding of people from the pandemic. Everyone 2020 was a year that everyone opened up about mental health. And I think everyone was kind of like, oh, I don't have that. I'm just cool. I'm always, And I think it was really nice to see the world everyone shake their head like, yeah, I have that feeling. Like, yeah, those feelings are real. Those are true. And I think, with everyone having that, it helped the work field. It helped the work field improve culture-wise. Like you can't go to a 9-to-5 all week and you hate your job. Like there needs to be some culture. There needs to be something that someone can lean on, because in the pandemic, it's like everyone was sent home to work from home, and now you're missing that work environment. But, that mental health aspect was something that I think was a good outcome from the pandemic, because people were able to open up. They were like, okay, I'm in the house and I'm depressed. Like it's just not working. So, yeah.
What do you think the process has been like transitioning as restrictions have kind of come and gone? Do you think there ever will be like back to normal? Is there a new normal? Like, how do you think that process has gone, and how has it affected you in your life?
I would say I think we're headed towards a new normal, because there's always going to be people that aren't safe or they don't feel safe not wearing a mask. And I can understand that with my family, my parents being older. It's like something I don't want to risk, but it's also something like it's our new normal. Like with the cases going down, I see it, that's a great thing, but it's also those people that, have those health conditions or that kind of thing that scares them. I can understand why they would continue to wear a mask or they continue to take those precautions, because it's something that if you catch it, it's you don't know the outcome. So that scary feeling is always going to be something that I think will impact me, because I always want people to be comfortable around me. If someone's not comfortable or if someone's being bullied, like I'll step up. It's always something that's in me. It's like I want you to be comfortable. And with COVID, it was like there was so much uncomfortability everywhere. And I think it shaped me in a way to where I'm more open to people. I'm more, talkative. Usually I just let people come to me. But this way I can kind of tell like when someone's feeling a type of way, or, it just helped me really recognize human interaction and human like just differences of emotion and how they receive things. Yeah.
Nice. What do you think your future will look like?
I hope it's COVID free. I hope we have no more pandemics. But for my future, I definitely see myself always working. I tend to always be working, but I love to be busy because I think it gives me something to do. It makes me feel productive, but it also allows me to be able to provide for my family or even just myself. And I think I've done a great way of doing that this year. Like I've just moved into my new apartment off campus, and living outside of campus really opens your eyes. Like this is a big world that we're in, and it's like, I'm not going to dwell on little things. I'm going to smile. I'm going to keep, one foot in front of the other. There's too many things to be thankful for, and I'm just blessed.
Nice, that's awesome. And then I had one more question. Oh, was there anyone in particular that you leaned on through the pandemic or that helped you through those difficult times?
I would say during the pandemic, I kind of drifted away from a lot of people. I had just moved to Charlotte. It seemed like I was outgrowing a lot of people. But, those friends, I'm still friends with them to this day. And, I think, goodness, I think I leaned on, if mostly it was God, because at some points there's some things that I knew I had to battle on my own, and I take that as something that is just building character. So from there, I would say God, and my family, they always think I'm gonna get kidnapped or something because I'm too nice, or like I'll give someone all my money or something. But no, not at all. I think definitely God and my family, of course, but yeah, I'll take God.
Awesome. Any final thoughts or anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's it.
Thank you.
Of course.